ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Hello and welcome back to ESL Pro League in North America. Last match of the night coming up. We did just see Winterfox take that last match, 16-12 on Dust 2 over Winterfox. And now we're gonna move on to Overpass.
Were you trying to say the map name or their opponent's name?
Let's just move on. We're gonna move on to Overpass. This is the last map of the evening. Hopefully that we could see compLexity bounce back a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good start, of course, with Winterfox having their troubles on their CT side, I do believe, back in that first half. But they managed to bounce it back quite nicely. And unfortunately, the problem for compLexity, as you've already mentioned, was the fact that on their own CT side, they just could not control the economy, bouncing around back and forth all this time. And because of that, well, they just lost control of it, and Winterfox was able to take that first map. But now we're going to go to Overpass. The problem, though, for compLexity, you can just see it right there from the record, is that they're 0-3 on it. They haven't really been too good. And you wouldn't really imagine them being too good on it, just with the general issues this team has been having. That's not any issues where it's going to play very well on such a team-oriented map. Winterfox necessarily hasn't really been too good either, but as we said before we went to the break, they managed to take a map off of Liquid here just about a week ago.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's good that the player to watch is highlighted is Desi, because on this map we've seen he does have a very risky play style, very much, you know, high risk, high reward. He's going to be aggressive on his flanks. He's going to either push B, push long A, try and find a way to fast flank a team. If there's not good map control exerted by compLexity, they're going to be in a lot of trouble on this one. We saw, especially on their CT side, on Dust 2, a lot of economic troubles. It's going to be even more so. I mean, that's hugely important on this map, especially a little bit more CT-sided than Dust 2. And if they can't keep that economic control, this could just snowball out of their, out of their hands.
For compLexity, the big person to watch out for is not necessarily Roke anymore. It's been Sanks, actually,
Yeah.
as of late. That's really been stepping up and has really been proven to be this very consistent fragger that can constantly pull out 2-3 kills in almost every single round. So he's the big guy that's going to try and contest Desi in a lot of these matchups on this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to see Sanks off on his own, because, you know, most of his career he's been partnered up with Automatic. They've been on a lot of teams together. Automatic now over on TSM, but Sanks himself has really come into his own, especially this past weekend, these past few nights when I see compLexity, putting up a lot of big numbers, which is surprising on a team with Roka that you would expect him to be the one that's the focal point, but Sanks has been playing really, really well. They're going to have a big game out of him from start to finish.
One thing with Roka, though, is you've actually seen a bit of a descent from him over the past week or so now. There's still definitely maps, and there's still those rounds where he comes out and absolutely has these monster performances that clutches things out, but it's not as consistent as it used to be, so it seems like he's sort of losing some of his steam as of late, and that's taking a whole lot away from compLexity when you consider the fact that, again, just as you said before we were starting with the first map, that they're trying to build this team around him specifically.
Speaking of Sanks' performance, if you guys want to check out his stats from the previous matchup or any of the matchups that we've watched earlier today, if you missed them, make sure you're doing that on the Score Esports app. Great information on there in terms of the whole Pro League schedule, all the past results, future games we have coming up, so you can download that on the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS. But yeah, this last map, what are you giggling at?
The Apple iOS?
Yeah, whatever.
That's the name of the operating system.
All right. Calm down over there.
It's the App Store.
Yeah, App Store, Apple App Store. I do all the Google stuff anyway, so don't really know that aspect of the world.
So do I, but I still know what it's called.
Really? You want to let me move on here? We want to move on, Blue.
Go ahead. It's up to you. You're the host.
So we are going to get things started as soon as we have all the players in the server, but we are going to go live into that knife round very, very shortly on this last map of the evening before we wrap things up. So, I mean, this is going to be crucially important for them to kind of climb these stands. We talked about compLexity in danger of being that team who's facing relegation now. I mean, this could be a little bit of a scary prospect for them. We said they had to gain some ground on these matches, and if they're not able to trade things off here, they are still going to be looking to be in that spot where they're going to have to play a relegation match at the end of the season.
Yep, so big struggles for them, and even performing against Winterfox, which although it is a team on the rise, it's still a team that in my eyes they should be able to joust with a little bit here, so maybe looking for a trade tonight, going 1-for-1, and they absolutely have to do this to try and hope to keep themselves out of relegation, as there's definitely some other teams that are down there at the moment that are sort of jousting with them for those positions. positions that have played much less matches. So they need to start racking up some wins, because it's not like they're going to get more of a chance later on in the season that they get to play more matches. It's actually the opposite. All of the teams that are potentially in contention with them for those spots are going to get to play way more matches and will have way more opportunities to stack up wins and get out of those very low positions in the Pro League.
And we do have Lex just now joining the server, so should be getting things underway with Warden in as the coach. Can talk about that a little bit. Whitmer as the opera we've talked about. We mentioned at the beginning of the cast that he came in, and it's very well known that Fraud was on this team for a while, taking a back seat at the moment, trying to improve individually before he's put back into the starting lineup. So Whitmer's doing an okay job, but it is just a tough situation to come to this team that's had issues all season long that just can't be just isolated to Fraud. And now trying to find some success as this season closes. And like we've mentioned a couple times, this is going to be a very difficult map, very tactical map. And if you're not prepared for it, especially on your terror side, it's going to be a tough job to do.
Another thing too is Shinobi, of course, who has been looking to try and take over this IGL role for this team, coming in as a pretty young player off of. I don't think he's actually had any invite or pro experience prior to the Denial roster that he was coming in from. So not a whole lot of experience on him. And if you don't really have like all these amazing fraggers, you usually make up for it with a good IGL. Take in the case of Energy, but you don't really seem to have really any of that going on with compLexity right now, at least across the board. You still have players like Roka and whatnot that are known to frag, and Sanks more recently that have been doing that, but you just don't have both things coming into the package very well. Yeah,
this is very much just a trial by fire situation, throwing him into the pro scene, see what players are going to be stepping up, see what's sticking, and just kind of build off of it from there. And not a lot of success has been had, so I mean that's kind of the struggle. I mean, from start to finish, just roster changes right before the season even started, roster changes during the season. So it's been a very tough going for compLexity here. And the one thing they do have, and they have Warden at the helm as coach. I mean, very experienced, obviously one of the 1.6 legends, you know, on some of the best lineups that North America's seen in Counter-Strike in previous versions. So at least you've got that to help out with, you know, help out Shinobi kind of figure things out, learn how to lead a team a little bit.
Yep, and for the guys on Winterfox, of course, always looking to improve them overall. XP3 stepping up a little bit. We saw some of that in the last map, sort of dropped off a bit on that second half due to just increased performances from the rest of his team in general. But for those first like 4 to 5 rounds in that first half, we were seeing him pulling off these absolutely monster holds with the out there. Definitely dominating things for his team, but it does look like, guys, that we are finally going live with the knife round now. So this is it, our final match of the night. For those of you that are just joining us once more, it's compLexity versus Winterfox. Winterfox just took the first map back over on Dust 2, and now we'll be starting off here on Overpass.
Yeah, CT side would be very... Oh, Winterfox is just crushing house. Okay, all right then.
There you have it. They just corner him, and it's...
Yeah, it's like the flying V. Collapses around him. Nicely done. So Winterfox will take that CT side, looking to get started early in this matchup, getting out to a big lead.
The semi-good thing here for compLexity is the fact that one of their biggest struggles on that last map was the fact that the CT side, they just could not control the economy. So if they can trade rounds as consistently as they were back on that second half on Dust 2, then they're going to be in a much better situation, at least economically speaking here, as they're not going to be having to constantly just force themselves into saves because the CT side is just so much more brutal on your money.
Quick towards the B bomb site. compLexity, 4 members going to stream over this way. Shinobi just in the underpass, watching a little bit of a flank. Def and Whitmer peel off towards short sewers, but it's through Monster. The first contact is going to be made. Desi gets that kill. Roka chiming in with some good damage. Not able to find anything just yet, though. And Desi still lives. Anger's here in water, not able to collect the shots. Def finds him. Lex, not able to collect shots either. This is a little bit, a little bit tenuous for them, missing some easy kills, and Shinobi's got 2. Down to a 1-on-2 situation. He's got low HP. If he could find Flowsick, though, and isolate into a 1-on-1, that would be his only chance here. Minute and 10 seconds to work with.
Shinobi trying to wrap his way over here towards Monster, but now actually falling back a little bit more here as well. A minute left. He does not have the bomb in hand, but he's going to try to wrap around a little bit here. This will waste a lot of time depending on where he decides to go with this one. As it looks like he's just going to try to get behind the members of Winterfox. If he can find Flowsick, he might have a good chance, but he's going to have to go up against XP3 first if he's doing what I think he's doing right now, which is trying to wrap all the way around to look for those kills.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, at a certain point, Winterfox is going to, I think XP3 is already very conscious that this is a possibility. 40 seconds left, so Shinobi making a long play here, but XP3 is still checking behind him, and with Flowsick, you know, at the angle he's at, XP3 doesn't have to worry about that too much, so it's just a matter of timing here. And is Shinobi going to expect XP3's position? He is going to clear to the right, but there it is. XP3 spots him and just closes him out. It only took one bullet, but it's going to be a headshot anyway. So 1-0 for Winterfox.
Good attempt from Shinobi to try and do something a bit creative there and maybe catch it off guard, but it's so long before that actually ends up transpiring that it's a pretty obvious read for XP3 to grab and then just wrap around and catch it. So Winterfox do start themselves off with the advantage, and it's going to be heavy on the SMGs to start themselves off. 3 UMPs coming up for Flowstick, Anger, and XP3. Lex going to invest into a FAMAS. Desi going to be the only one upgrading to an M4 immediately on the second round.
Yeah, huge pistol round from Desi, by the way. I didn't even realize that, but those missed shots by Anger and Lex, that could have just sealed the deal for Winterfox in the pistol. But thankfully, Desi's there to collect the kills they couldn't finish off. Now they've just got to survive this buy out of compLexity, and they have good aggression towards bathrooms. Desi's going to be the first one to make contact. He gets dinked immediately, though. 1 kill. That's an M4 very close up. That's an M4 that compLexity can salvage and use. So a little bit of a mistake there by Winterfox, giving away a huge rifle and 1 minute and 15 seconds to work with. They can use that to try and pick into these bomb sites.
So down to a 4v4, and compLexity slowed up by quite a bit now that they pushed themselves over here to the flower box area just outside of the A site. A couple more players hiding out in the bathrooms too, but now they need to get up to this site, and that's the big problem area because Lex is going to be able to pick off Roka, and there's no one around. There's no one even close to be able to find a trade. Def is still sitting inside of the bathrooms. Whitmer's going to push up and take the same place as his dead teammate, but now how do you get onto the site? Because he's going to scavenge the rifle. He's got a little bit of armor coming up behind the buy, but so far, no progress being made, and there's another kill. XP3 just picking up Whitmer.
Yeah, they're essentially just playing Gladiator, just sending one player out to see what he can find with that M4. Now, unfortunately, Whitmer went all the way to the wrong side of the stairwell, so that M4 can no longer be salvaged. So it should be pretty easy here from Winterfox. XP3's had enough. Going to get aggressive, take out Shinobi. He does eventually fall, but Winterfox is going to be able to grab that M4 if they can find it. Yep, and they do. But they have to throw away the FAMAS to get it instead of the UMP. And yeah, this is just... You have some UMPs, why not put one of them close up instead of that M4? Because that actually could have been. If Roka connects that shot and XP3 is just isolated in the site, or one of them is isolated in the site, then it can get a little bit scary. But either way, 2-0 for compLexity. Or 2-0 for Winterfox, excuse me.
And compLexity, of course, the usual minimal investment on the third round with nothing really being yielded from that second one. So very quick play, as you can imagine. Already moving their players over here towards water, but there's a molly in the way. And nade gets tossed into that. There you go, Flowstick. This drive-by 2 kills. Nice and easy. Sextus traded out, but Anger's right back into the party there. Finds Def. More players are waiting around every single corner. And compLexity not really going to be able to pick up anything at all in this round. Just a bunch of dead bodies floating in the water.
Now into the first gun round. No AWPs out for anyone across the board. All 5 AKs for the compLexity side, light on nades. They only have 2 flashbangs to utilize. They have a couple Molotovs and they have 5 smokes. So they at least have that. But the Winterfox side have everything they could want to use. XP3 staying on this FAMAS. Anger and Desi are both going to push up towards long A. This is the kind of situation where if they don't have any pressure, if they don't feel any presence, Desi's going to keep pushing. XP3's coming down the stairwell. He's going to keep control of that. 4 members for compLexity outside the B bomb site. Just Shinobi and Underpass. This is very similar to their pistol rounds so far.
And that smoke over towards Monster is going to hold them back completely now, too. Completely respectful of that. Actually, apologies. The smoke inside a water tunnel is going to hold them back by quite a bit. And they still have that positioning, as we were mentioning before. Number 8 man, Shinobi, hiding inside of the tunnels, hoping somebody tries to get aggressive and pushes them. He might find that in a moment against XP3, but he's going to smoke it and instead fall back.
Yeah, but look at this positioning. Desi and Anger, you can see in your mini-map, they're going to have a quick flank. Roka now spotted 1. Taking some shots at Lex, not able to land anything. So Molotov stream out. They're going to try and slow down this hit. Flashbangs as well. No one from compLexity has made progress. There's Desi on that flank. Finds Shinobi, but Roka enters in onto the B-bomb site. And there's Def as well onto Flow6. So they at least can get a plant here. It's a 3-on-4 retake, but Anger's coming on the big flank. XP3 and Desi are going to be at short.
XP3 getting a little bit cautious here now. Does not want to peek out to go against these players as if he had compLexity. Getting good control of the site, though, and holding Winterfox off. But even they're still a little bit timid to try and actually go for this plant. Bomb currently sitting in the hands of Def. He's slowly sneaking up towards the site now with 37 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to play it, but a molly actually pushes Def forward. He's still able to find a kill on XP3, and he barely takes any damage from that Molotov. So now Winterfox, Desi trying to push in, but rounding the corner is going to be Sanks. Surprises him, and Def just closes out that final kill. Nicely done there by Def. A little bit cautious, of course, from compLexity, but it's all in good taste as they keep 4 players alive and shut down Winterfox's attempt at a retake.
Yeah, very patient on that bomb plant as well. They only had 1 smoke with 1 smoke left to utilize. They use it over towards Monster. That leaves short open, but they manage it very, very nicely despite some low HP. So first round, first compLexity. And now we're going to see Winterfox. I mean, XP3's got this op now. They buy right back into it. 2 M4s, a FAMAS on Lex. This is the last buy of Winterfox before they'd be forced onto a save.
And compLexity again pushing themselves over here just underneath the tracks but not going to be pushing out through either of the tunnels just as of yet. They've been smoked over towards water once again, and the same thing for Monster, so they don't want to try and risk it. And Flowsick will be the player that'll hold things outside of the water area. There are 2 Ts sitting inside of the tunnels, so they might have just been able to hear Flowsick drop down, but they're even hiding back a little bit here too. Still very, very passive on compLexity's T-side setup early on in the round. And now it's Flowsick's time to shine. There's a flash, but it's also connected onto the T's. Flowsick a little bit messy with the spray though. He's only able to find Sank, so very quickly Def trades it back out, but now the chaos begins as Lex is going to peek over towards construction. He finds the pickup on a Shinobi. Def trying to move in to find a trade at this one, and he grabs it. Nicely done. Gets that spot on the Lex and executes on it immediately. Shuts him down with a headshot, and now we're down to a 3v3, but Def still picking up these frags. Finds Anger as well as he's out in the open. Desi trying to respond. He's going to pop 1, pops 2 on Aroka, and just like that, Whitmer's the last one alive for compLexity.
Yeah, he gets shut down by XP3. A nice hold from Desi on that rotation. It looked like compLexity was going to be able to storm in and just take that round, but Desi stops him cold. He's committed to the fight at that point as well. Lex here just gets dropped to death. I mean, that's some good entries from compLexity, and I mean, it's crazy to see it. Such nice shots on the entry, and then there they just get bogged down, and Desi's out in the open, still just winning duels. So big stuff. Winterfox now. They've hurt the situation. They've stopped them at 1 round. You can see 2 Tech 9s out for compLexity on Shinobi and Def, just so they can have utility. There's 3 AKs behind this, but they have no nades.
And again, they're going to be aggressive, pushing over here towards water. The Molly rolls out towards the tunnel to hold them back. Whitmer's going to go for the peak. Still not a kill on the board for him. Sanks, though, trying to trade, does find that pickup onto Anger. He's going to fall back a little bit here. Might be caught by Flowsick, but thankfully he's able to get himself out of the tunnel before that transpires. And Flowsick actually going to push through. He's going to be hunting for Sanks. He's down low. He knows he's got him in this position, but looking the wrong way. So Sanks is going to completely destroy Flowsick. Roka follows up with another kill as well into Lex. And now they have a huge advantage in a 2v4.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for Winterfox. XP3 up top, can't find the planner. He's already made his way into the bomb site. Flashbang going to come out. He's not too blind. Finds one in the open. Roka tries to adjust his position and unwisely. Easy kill there. Now Desi's got to win this duel against Def, and he is going to do it. The mobility of the SMG down to a 2-on-2. He knows he's got one trapped in the site. Knows there's one over by the pole playing between. Desi aggressively going to push up. Pop Flash comes out, he turns away, needs to win this battle, and he does. It's all down to just 1 member in water. That's Shinobi, gonna tap the bomb. There's the kill. Desi looks like he wants to stick it. Shinobi now, he takes the fight, and Desi's gotta chase this one down. Out of bullets, out of time as well. He's gotta get that kill, but he's not able to. Shinobi wins it. Barely takes any damage in the end as well. 2nd round for compLexity.
Shinobi making those nice connections there, and again, it's been mainly Def and Shinobi doing the work over these past 2 or 3 rounds now to really bring compLexity back into this game. Def's efforts were wasted a little bit in the last round, but now it comes back into fruition quite nicely as Shinobi picks up the pace this time. As for compLexity putting a 2nd round onto the board, they are going to put Winterfox into a situation where they are forced to save, but this will be the only save more than likely we'll end up seeing from them, I do believe. The rest of the guys should be able to go for a force-up on the round following this one.
Yeah, it might be a little light on 2 members. But like you said, they're more than likely just going to go for that buy. Roka now, compLexity is just trusting in his skill coming into this B bomb site. Actually, Winterfox loses track of where they could be. Lex eats a lot of damage. Nade going to come out, lands on Anger. So good damage dealt. They've softened everyone up, but there's Roka on the entry. He does fall to Desi. The rotation is in. Whitmer's turn now. He's done massive damage as well. Finally, Sanks takes him out. He's looking like he wants to just clear out this water pit. He gets 2 before being killed by Lex, but good trades from Shinobi on the way and down to Desi. He's next to peek and gets drops.
It's just a trap there that they're waiting for. They're not even really trying to get the plan at this point. They're just watching the angles and waiting for the entries to come in from the members of compLexity. So Winterfox just shut it down. Or apologies, compLexity just shut it down there as they're waiting for the entries to come back in from Winterfox. And they will be able to take a good lead here now. And Winterfox trying to make that last moment decision as to whether they want to go for the force up here or not. But no, they're actually going to save up for 1 more round so that they can probably get the op and everything else in hand.
Not bad, playing a little bit conservative with it. I mean, this is a situation where they know they have to be able to string some rounds together, and if they buy here, even if they take heavy losses, they're still at a disadvantage. So want to make sure they have everything they could possibly need. compLexity's going to switch things up. No presence over towards the B bomb site. Shinobi just being very slow, very cautious. Flowsick spots him all out at long. Pop Flash has come out. There is big presence from Winterfox in the bathrooms, and they're just going to wait for this. Pop Flash comes out. Roka's completely blind, but Def is there to slaughter everyone. Nice job guarding his teammate. He gets a 4th kill as well. Going for the ace here. They should at least let him go for it, and he is going to find it. 5 kills for Def. It is an anti-eco, but a tough situation.
That 4th kill was crazy that Def managed to find, so very well played by him. And again, now definitely showing his efforts here. Still leading the way by a big margin in his team. The next highest player is Shinobi down at 7-5, and he's leading the way at 14-5 right now. So compLexity, a lot of their victories coming off of the power, I should say, of Def right now.
Desi, the only one pushed up aggressively in towards these bathrooms. XP3 going to take the op out towards long A, but again, they're not going to have very much pressure, but Def is just watching from far back for any kind of over-aggression out of Winterfox. Shinobi's in Underpass again. Flowsick taking some bullets through the smoke. It's a three-man defense on this B bomb site, and it'll remain this way as long as Desi and XP3 don't feel any pressure whatsoever. compLexity more than happy to just attack this B bomb site repeatedly.
Now that they're out towards water again, it's about actually getting to this bomb site. They've grown hesitant, not just here on this map, but on the last map as well, plenty of times before when they've actually got themselves in a position for the take. Growing very respective of any sort of smokes or mollies that are thrown their way. They will absolutely wait that out unless the timer gets down to a point where they just have to push their way through it. And the necessity of getting the plants down and losing the round through it. But there's a smoke, and again, they slow up a little bit, but they're actually going to push through it this time. Lex finding that first pick up, Def trades, but Anger finding another one, and Anger going to wrap around wide, still finding kills, and Flowsick backs up there too. He picks up another frag on a Sanks. Finally, Whitmer trades it out. But again, he's alone in a 1v3. He was the last man to go in. Not a whole lot of intel was gained on those entries too, so Whitmer is not really going to have a very good idea as to where the positioning of Winterfox's players are as he wraps around this corner. Might just meet Death to Anger. A little bit off the angle there. Whitmer not going to make the connection on Anger, and he brings it down to 45 HP. So there we go, missing another shot. And Anger just going to close it out to hand the lead back over to the members of Winterfox.
Yeah, 3 kills from Anger. Nice hold there. And that comes down, I mean, compLexity, eventually these drawn-out B plays where they sit outside the B bomb site, wait for a good chance to attack. I mean, it's gonna get tougher and tougher now because Winterfox, if they're gonna play people, if they're gonna play Desi and XP3 pushed up towards, you know, long A, towards those flower pots in the bathroom, if they don't feel any pressure, there's no reason for anyone from Winterfox to rotate away from that B bomb site. So 3 players there to defend in these really tight, narrow choke points is very, very difficult to have success against if you're compLexity. So now you could see, much like their last chance at Eco, they're gonna go back towards the same bomb site, but they've got XP3 here with the op. He does initially get flashed, misses the opening shot. Looks like he's going to stick around to repeak, but it's Desi who's got to be very, very cautious. And there's the repeak, although XP3 misses another one. Now he's got a long way to fall back. Desi throwing a flashbang for him. That might just bail him out. It gets him blind, but it actually holds back Roka as well.
Sanks trying to get himself out here too. Up close and personal against Desi. They had no clue to push up that far. So XP3 trading it back out. Lex as well. Despite that kill from Sanks, the guys on Winterfox still have good control of the situation. Another smoke towards long A. And it looks like they've actually grown a bit weird. This one, Whitmer going to try to push through it, but Roka's the first player that goes down. Shinobi popping away, able to find at least one pickup on towards Flowsick here, but the final 2 already down below half HP. And not a whole lot of progress in terms of getting onto this site. Slowly creeping their way up. They got some smokes to support them, but Whitmer's going to be a little bit cautious to actually go for this plant here.
Yeah, Shinobi's going to be the one who's got to lead the way with this AK-47. Finds the opening kill into Lex. Now they've got XP3 in bank. And Anger just now rotating from the B bomb site and right through the box. XP3 says no. That's such a bummer. Shinobi, he's got the bomb now, but he's so scared to plant this bomb. 1-on-2 situation. He does have it down finally. Gonna peer up over. He finds both of them, gets the 1-on-1, gets the headshot. Anger, though, has too much HP for Shinobi to deal with. Anger's even gonna go back for the AWP.
Nicely shot there to be able to stop that first plant, but a little bit messy there. So Winterfox still going to take quite a few losses in that round. They hold the lead back up to 6-4. Not going to be doing their economy any favors there by only keeping Anger alive at the end of that round.
Yeah, Desi, I mean, that's a little bit overextended. Not prepared for him to be that close. That's a sick shot, though. That's pretty cool stuff. And actually, Shinobi almost makes it happen here. Fortunately, yeah, just too much HP for him to deal with in that. But you can see, I mean, the money is, both of these teams just going back and forth. XP3 should have the AWP. I thought they saved it for him. There it is. So I don't know if he thought he had it on him, but he didn't. But he did have to run back to pick it up. A little bit scary of his situation. Desi is going to be once again watching the angle for players to come upstairs, but compLexity has gone back to their old ways. Heavy pressure on B right off the bat. Sanks is just going to walk up. He's found an opening. There's the smokes, though. He's forced out some nades, some utility. Just going to fall back. Spots one jumping as well. Spamming through the boxes, though. There's some decent damage being done. Def and Roka are a little bit softened up.
Flowsick actually still connecting more and more damage through the panels now. It's about Roka down to 81 and Def down to 78, so not a bad start. Not a huge amount of damage granted, but still probably a bit pesky to work against compLexity. They've been annoyed by that now. And Shinobi, nicely done on the entry, just jumps right through the smoke and finds a kill into Anger. Lex is ready for the trade, but at the same time, Roka pushing in through construction. He's going to pick up a first kill here. Flowsick able to hold the pit angle. Def trying to trade that, and he catches him as he tries to push outside of it. Nice headshot grab at Desi. Responding to that with another pickup on his Sanks, but XP3 up in heaven here. Shuts at the first one, has the lock on to Whitmer as the last man left alive here. He's stuck behind the pole. No way to get outside of this. Needs to find some frags to get back up onto the site. But they've got him locked down, and XP3 with a very nice angle. is going to be able to close it out on the Whitmer and get the CT yet another round.
Time and time again, it's either XP3 or Desi who's just coming in perfectly timed on these rotations. This time it's Desi dropping into water, just getting one kill to hold him off a little bit longer for XP3 to chime in. Flowsick here gets one, but eventually does fall. So compLexity is brought back down to earth. No rifles in their hands, no armor, very little utility, just some deagles and Tech 9s to work with.
Nicely thrown out smoke, I believe, by XP3 early on in the round to help his teammates a little bit, tossing that out deep. And for the guys at compLexity, well, for the first time in actually quite a while, if at all, in this half, these guys are going to switch up the hit over towards an A hit. I think it only does like 2 or 3 other times in the entire half so far. It's mainly just been B attempts from compLexity. So Desi overwhelmed a little bit there, but he is able to trade out 1 for 1 before he does end up going down. And this combined with the earlier kills does still net them a pretty large advantage here. Nothing really being gained, unfortunately, by compLexity. They're just getting picked off 1 by 1. Def's the last man alive, as he was the only one that pushed over here towards long A, and he's trying to bait out some shots. Gets lucky that time, catches Flowsick on the angle. But now it's about finishing off the other 3, and that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah, this is going to be so difficult for him to deal with. But any kill he can get here, I mean, there's definitely no chance he wins this round, but I mean, any damage he can do. If you can get one more kill, if XP3 gets a little bit over-aggressive, you can see him trying to time it. Actually, XP3 walked into his crosshair, but through the smoke, he does live. 8-4 now for Winterfox. This has been a good run by them. They've really brought this back despite some early struggles. They lost 3 in a row there once the gun rounds began, but they've now tied together 4. And they have a good lead here. If they can continue to close this out and have a really dominant CTF, that would be fantastic for them. XP3 still has the AWP. Whitmer's got one of his own this time. But it remains to be seen. compLexity, they don't seem to have that much success when they go back over towards the A bomb site, so they've been very much confined to these B hits.
The compLexity Def now pushing himself forward here. Actually might be able to catch Desi. It's going to be Whitmer, though, in the playground that finds that, but they also have the other angle to work with here, too. So off to a good start, finally catching a bit of over-aggression from Winterfox, but this is really the first time the Winterfox have actually started to be very proactive with their push south towards long A. Nice boost up here, too, because Roka, another kill on XP3, so Winterfox chains up to a much more aggressive CT side. It doesn't work out so great. Anger should not have fired there, because he just gave away his position, and they had no clue there was anybody in the park connector.
Yeah, no trigger discipline whatsoever. Now he's going to fight his way forward. Def, he's going to get dropped by Flowsick, so now compLexity knows they have 2 members flanking, but Roka gets one more to the A bomb site. That's the bomb down, though, but here's Sanks with a counter flank coming in. He gets 1 kill, all down to just Anger. They know exactly where he is, and Shinobi's going to find that in the end. So compLexity managed the situation pretty nicely. 5-8 now, and actually back again. Neither of these teams can really stabilize any kind of economy. Winterfox, despite winning 4 in a row, they might have to save here.
That's going to be the decision that's made now, just upgrading the pistols, CZ, Deagle, onto both Desi and Anger, and just P250s coming out for XP3 and Lex. So going to be saving this round. Unless we see a miracle happening, they'll allow compLexity to get themselves within a 2-round gap, and will buy out on the final round, as they're sitting just under the margin to really be a viable force at this point. Getting aggressive again, though, despite the relative unsuccessfulness of it happening in the previous round that time. So Def taking some shots, find that XP3 through the smoke, knows they're in there. Desi not even firing back as he wants to try and keep the illusion that, no, there's no one here. I'm just pushing through. And well, that doesn't work out very well at all, because it's just going to be an absolute slaughter in this round. Def, Sanks, and Roka all picking up kills there at the end of it. No deaths at all in a compLexity. So they're going to have plenty of cash left over for this final round. Same thing for Winterfox, though, because they did go for that save.
And what are they going to have now because of that save? We have FAMAS on Lex. XP3 is going to have one as well. No AWP, exactly. So they've wanted to utilize that weapon on XP3 all throughout this half, and it was a big role in that kind of 4-round run that they went on to get up towards 8. Now they're going to be stumped away with it. Whitmer last time got to punish that AWP with aggression, and we could see Winterfox doing it again. Deep Smoke, though, is going to tell compLexity exactly what's up. They know that Winterfox is taking control of Fountains. Now, they're not in a position to hit into the B bomb site quickly or aggressively. Whitmer's still watching for pushes out here in Playground. Is he able to spot XP3?
Flowsick getting himself into some action over here by construction too, but Whitmer still waiting for that peek. It's being baited out a little bit now. Lex is being tested. He's going to find that first pickup, able to take down Roka. And Desi knows Whitmer's around here. He's going to try to push through that smoke, but nice shot from Whitmer. Just catches Desi. Shinobi also got to burn Lex, takes him down. Flowsick responds by shutting out Shinobi. It's in a 3v3, and it's fairly even too. Sank's down very low. He's going to move in, finds the entry, but it's traded out so fast as XP3 moves in through the connector. So down to a 2v2, but unfortunately, Anger yet to strike. Finally fires up from heaven, shuts out Segs. It's all on Whitmer at this point. He's going to connect another shot at XP3. Looking for the clutch now. Is he going to find the 3K? Hanging back, still very, very cautious about his positioning. Doesn't want to test the water against Anger as of yet, but it's the same story for Anger. He's hanging back inside a pit, sitting on that mound a little bit there to see if he can catch him when he rolls up to the site. But 40 seconds left. Whitmer's got plenty of time to play with. No reason to rush it. And Whitmer not even giving himself away as yet. The smoke rolls out, but Anger spots it in time. And Whitmer just a little bit too far to the bottom right on the shot there. Anger is going to find the final connection. And Winterfox will hold a 9-6 lead coming off of the first half.
Yeah, coming down to the end there. This Shasha was sick from Whitmer. Desi getting a little... I don't know if he knew that there was a second smoke there because he jumped through that like he just wanted to take the fight. But either way, Whitmer just barely misses that last shot onto Anger. Like you said, 9-6. That's with Winterfox winning the opening pistol round. And I believe they won both on Dust 2 as well.
I think you're right.
So this is going to be compLexity if they look back on these matches and say, all right, well, we lost every single pistol round. That would be something that they're not too happy about. So looking to get this last one of the evening on the CT side of Overpass. Get them started on a good note. Lex has smokes 2 flashes. Flow6 going to buy up the utility as well. The rest of the Winterfox side, XP3, Anger, and Desi all with armor. On the CT side, it's just Shinobi. Smoke and diffuse kit to work with.
compLexity also brings some very top-heavy performances in from the first half as well. Both Def and Shinobi, and to a certain degree, Sanks as well. We get 20, 14 kills. However, we'll talk about this in a moment. Sanks right now holding this off 3 kills before he's finally traded out by Anger. This absolutely dominates it. Flowsick is able to take down Rokas, so striking back a little bit. They bring this into a 2v3, but Anger's got to be cautious as Def is holding out by construction. There's also the possibility of him being flanked by Whitmer, which is occurring right now.
They've got Flowsick and Anger just really confined here. So this is going to be a tough spot. And now, I mean, there's a minute and 20 seconds left, so these last 2 members of Winterfox have a lot of time to decide what they want to do. I don't think Whitmer spotted the ankles running away at all. He's going to readjust. They do have 2 members at this B bomb site, Shinobi and Def holding that down, so Whitmer can safely fall away, try and grab some information. Actually, he's going to have a really advanced position. This could just end the dreams of Winterfox right off the bat. They don't expect Whitmer to be here.
So Whitmer rounding around over here towards the playground. He's going to get himself in a duel versus Flowsick, and there we go. Shutting down one of these kills already. Anger was separated from it, so he's not immediately going to be dead here, but the more time he spends fighting Whitmer, the less time he has to actually get up to the A-bomb site and find that plant. So already Def has sort of arrived up here. I think he might just be hanging out for the time being, but yeah, he fully commits himself up to the site now. And as for Anger, he has sort of gotten out of the way of Whitmer, but still going on to the site. He has to win another battle versus Def before he can even go for that plant.
Yeah, I think he spots that as well, so he knows one's going to be there. Checking behind him to make sure there's no flank. Def's actually worked his way out towards the truck. Anger aggressively fighting this one-on-one. Now he can get the bomb planted. He knows there's one more flanking. This is up the plant spot initially, but now he's surrounded from 2 different angles. Whitmer comes in to finish things off. Anger not able to get away from that bomb plant once it goes down, but at least he gets his team the bonus money. There's the first pistol round for compLexity.
Yep, but now Winterfox more than likely can just save up here on this round and try to force it up at the third to avoid compLexity from tying things up. But this was a great play from Sanks too. Look at this, just shutting things down. That immediately killed it. Winterfox had to slow it down completely, try to change up the game plan, and even that didn't work due to Whitmer getting a nice read onto that one and rotating himself over towards playground where he was able to shut that down completely.
So now no investment really from Winterfox. They upgrade pistols, no armor though. So both of these teams have been very cautious on their second rounds when they lose these pistols. Just have compLexity doing it a little bit, not buying up the armor. So just going for that 4th round. Def is blind, throws out the Molotov, and recovers just in time. They did have to run through it a little bit, but these SMGs just doing work. Slaughtering everyone, getting that bonus money. Flowsick recovers nicely from the aim punch to get Shinobi, but 1-on-3 situation. 1 more kill would be nice, but no chance for it. Whitner comes in on the rotate.
Flowsick trying to sneak in there for the rifle at the last moment, but a little bit out of grasp, so not going to be able to find that. However, with that previous save coming in from Winterfox, we are going to see the 3rd round investment. Without the second plant, utility is going to be a little bit limited, but they can probably downgrade one player to a Galil or a Tech 9 to be able to make up for that, and that's what they're going to do with Flowsick and Anger to a certain degree.
Now all of Winterfox 4 members streaming over towards playground. There is a deep smoke. It looks like compLexity wants to get aggressive. Sank's going to throw a nade over the smoke, try and do a little bit of damage. Does do a bit, but it's really Whitmer onto Lex that finds that first kill. Going to go for more. He gets traded off, and now Shinobi has been brought down very low, but he's going to continue the fight. And he must have hit his mouse wheel on that jump there because that's an awkward spot, but Sanks is still here to bail him out. Finds XP3, and Winterfox They have not progressed anywhere across this map whatsoever. Flashbang comes out. Sanks easily avoids that. Anger doesn't want to aggress. Does find one on the Shinobi, but now he still has to deal with Sanks.
Ruka also shutting down the attempt at a B hit there too, but they are slowly conquesting their way forward now. They've managed to hold off the playground, and now it's actually about getting up to the A-bomb site. So down to a 2v2 in terms of the health pools that have been traded out. Again, look at it, relatively even. Got two players sitting around 50 HP, but they need to push themselves forward, and Def is watching this cross, so he's going to be able to catch Anger. That's the bomb going down. Once again, the guys on the CT side get the advantage. They do allow Desi to come back in there to retrieve the bomb, but he's got to win this duel versus Def, and nicely done by Desi. Shuts him out, so it's down to a 1 versus 1. Roka is alive and very up close and personal here on the A-bomb site. If Desi doesn't immediately check around that he's a dead man, he's going to go for the fake, but he doesn't realize just how close Roka is, shooting him in the face there just to celebrate the victory. Now compLexity going to tie the match up at 9 rounds.
Yeah, Desi got death camped that whole run through the bathrooms, and Roka just knew. I mean, you could see he had a position to just spot for him entering the A-bomb site, but once he gets the death camp call from Def, he's just pushing forward behind those and confidently grabbing that position. Really sick stuff. 9-9. A little bit of a bummer for Winterfox because they worked so hard to equalize after they took a lot of damage from that aggression. They bring it into a 2-on-2 and just can't close it out from there. Back onto pistols for them. They are sending some out towards playground, out towards long A. No op-out for compLexity just yet, but a good advantage here in this round.
Flosick kind of hanging out there over to the right, but Shinobi already getting himself into some trouble here. And just at the top of connector, finding the kill on Lex. Sanks is going to group up with this one too, and they just line right up for him. They're grouped up, unfortunately stuck in that corner because of the pressure from connector, so XP3 and Anger both going to fall. Desi finally responding, surprising a little bit there at the bottom of connector. But ultimately, it's going to be a bit of a moot point now, since there's been so much damage done. Still trying to turn it around a little bit for his team, but a lot of attention being drawn now that they have bomb control over here towards Party 2. So Winterfox is going to pull up a miracle to come back. Desi just going to be a dead man there. Def gets the shot into the back, and the only one left alive is going to be Flosick.
Yeah, not much left. Oh, this is a good find. Go for the knife. Get the knife. Oh, he might not be able to go for it in this situation.
Isn't like the safe corner, the knife-free corner, so...
Damn it, Roka. What have you done? Ruined everything.
Ruined. So...
What a jerk.
Def is going to close it out by shutting down Flosick, and compLexity now steal the lead away from Winterfox. And one big change, of course, that we've already seen. Granted, this is just in the first 4 rounds, so Winterfox haven't been able to put up a good fight as of yet, but compLexity's wins are consistent. Now they're going to be tested in that regard, though. Now that Winterfox can actually bring the AKs up onto the board a little bit more consistently. So if compLexity starts trading out rounds again, we go right back to the same issues back on Dust 2.
Yeah, I mean, because Winterfox has actually done a good job of keeping the money low. Def's at 1,600, but they have 2 members. Shinobi and Roka both bought down to 0. So a little bit scary for them. Fast over towards these short sewers. Lex and Anger take control of it. Let's force the defense back a bit. Whitmer's going to transition in towards the stairwell. See if he can find anything. The door is open, so Winterfox has got to be careful. There's one running through it. Now they spot out Whitmer. Now he's just going to get away. Knows he doesn't have an advantage anymore, but XP3's there to cut that off. So even just that little bit of an aggression overstays his welcome. Sanks now swinging out wide on highway. There's no more teammates in the A-bomb site. This is going to force a big rotation. Shinobi does win his battle here, but even Def on the rotate, he gets a quick jump, but he's going to be locked out of the site. He can't get in. Lex drops him. Great round for Winterfox.
And now Shinobi and Roka, not a whole lot left for them to do, but they are moving up to try and attempt on this retake. Nades coming in, actually brings Anger down to 4 HP, and then Shinobi's nade going to be able to finish him off, but that's about it. They're not going to be an actual attempt at a retake. They're just falling away now after throwing out those extra HE grenades. Happy with the extra kill that they found. They need to save these rifles to avoid the same pitfalls that they had back on that last map. But it's smart, though, because they are reacting to this a little bit more proactively now.
Yeah, but it looks like Winterfox is going to be on a little bit of a chase. I think XP3 is just going to cut off the doorway. Desi going to try and find something over towards T-spawn. That might be the only action on Shinobi and Desi. But either way, I mean, these 2 rifles that Shinobi and Roka have are crucial to save into the next round. If they want to have a bye moving forward, they have to have these 2. And Desi, he's not going to clear the corner all the way, not expecting that. It is a very awkward angle for Shinobi to be at. So 10-10. compLexity, because of that save, they're going to have a 1 more bye. Whitmer can purchase, Sanks and Def can as well, but we are going to see a pause.
Assumably, from the side of compLexity now, to try and figure out exactly how they do want to play this. Money's in a bit of a dodgy position, but they can definitely afford to force up more than likely on Sanks, Def, and Whitmer if they want to go for it. It's just about sort of making that call now. Do they want to jeopardize their economy on a buy that may not pay off? That was often the problem too. When they did manage to save back on Dust 2, the buys that would follow it wouldn't really mean anything because they were still getting dominated by Winterfox in a lot of those rounds. So despite the fact that they saved 2 or 3 rifles, they still ended up dropping them in the next round anyway. So is it worth it now to risk your economy, or should you save up and try to get a full buy, including the op and everything else?
Yeah, that is I mean, here you can invest a little bit. Some of these guys, Sanks and Whitmer have a good amount of money. You could do almost a half investment and just trust these two rifles to do some damage and still work towards that full buy eventually in the next couple rounds. The issue is that Roka is so much lower than everyone that you're always going to have at least one player who's beat up on his economy. It's about $1,000 behind Shinobi, 900 behind Shinobi. But still, the big thing is, yeah, this op still really hasn't had play. Winterfox is just kind of picking them apart on this T-half so far. Or on this last round, that first gun round. That third round doesn't really, that force buy in the third round, not a lot that they could have done with that, but this is going to be good stuff from compLexity here. They are going to buy into this, so they better have a plan here.
Yep, and of course now if things start to fall badly from this point forward, forcing up, putting them potentially into the double save territory, is now they're just starting to build up that losing bonus, whereas Winterfox now, that could potentially mean putting them up to 12, maybe even 13 rounds if it continues on the way we expect it to. So compLexity taking a big risk by buying here, and now they have to pray that it pays off.
Yeah, and this is one of those buys where you have light utility. If you're going to make this, you need to have a good plan. You need to have good coordination because you can't trust that you're just going to win every single duel you find. You need to use these flashbangs to isolate, to pop flash somebody, get an early kill, fall back, play the bomb sites. It's going to be a lot, I think, onto Def. He's got the most utility. He's got that smoke. He's got a Molotov and 2 flashbangs to work with. It's going to be how does he utilize those to delay these attacks? How are they going to utilize that? What kind of map control are they going to gain with this utility?
Thankfully for compLexity, though, Def is a player. I would try to talk about this right before we started the pistol round, but the action got going too quickly. Is that compLexity are working with a very top-heavy performance right now, mainly off of Def, sitting at 24 and 15. He's been, especially in that first half, absolutely crucial in having any impact at all on the T side, specifically with getting into the B-bomb site. Shinobi's had a little bit of work. Sanks has fallen off quite a bit compared to what we saw back on Dust 2. It's mainly fallen to Def to pull off most of that impact fragging, but now that you necessarily can't always place Def as to where the action's going to be happening, you have to make sure that you're reading Winterfox correctly and throwing him at all those fights if it's going to be relying on that top-heavy performance like we saw back on the T side.
We will see, because the pause is over, and we are going to get live into this round, see what kind of a setup they have come up with, what they have decided to go for here in the CT side. A crucial round. They want to reset this economy of Winterfox right before it gets rolling, because they're on their last buy as well.
So to start it off, Winterfox will send most of their players over here towards the playground, just waiting to make sure compLexity aren't going to try to get aggressive as of yet in the event they did decide to save. Maybe trying to do something cheeky like pushing 2 to 3 players out towards long A to catch those guys off guard. Not the case. What they have done, though, is they have gotten a little bit aggressive over here towards short A. They are going to give that up after they have smoked it, and after that little bit of a stack that it did not yield any results.
Yeah, and you can see Winterfox, they're very wary of the fact that there could be some kind of aggression. Flowsick and Desi both playing very far back to watch for pushes at the B bomb site and underpass. Winterfox slowly taking over long control. Pop flash for Anger to clear out these corners. There is a boost from compLexity over towards the sign, that A bomb site. It is a pretty it's an interesting spot. I mean, it's very difficult to fall back if you get caught into an awkward situation. Pop flashes can really brutalize this, so compLexity's got to be careful with this one. If they don't manage it well, it could just be 2 free kills for Winterfox.
Whitmer under a lot of pressure right now, and it's going to all come to an apex here in just a moment as the smokes start to roll in. They're slowly going to start that push over towards long A. Actually, no, apologies. They're wrapping down through connector to make a hit towards the B-bomb site instead. So they're trying to throw the fake, but Def's still watching for a push coming in through Monster, and Rogue is going to come in to assist to watch for the construction angle. He's relocating just as they're entering the site. Thankfully, he got himself behind cover in time, but now missing the mark completely on swiping those headshots. So both Roka and Def, the 2 players in the site, are going to go down. Def did find 1 kill before being eliminated, but Lex in this pit position just shutting it down now, down to a 4v2. The final 2 left alive are Whitmer and Sanks. Sanks trying to come in through connector. He does open up that angle to try and retake things, but he's going to have another duel just outside of it and against Flowsick. He's down at 12 HP. He actually almost manages to bring it back against Flowsick, but he doesn't want to challenge it. Falling back inside of the lower tunnels. He's going to try to get the heck out of here.
Yeah, another good round from Winterfox, but still 2 weapons saved on the compLexity, so that's all they'll have into the next round because they did invest into that one like we talked about, and they're going to have nothing to really play with from here on out. So tough spot to be in, but Winterfox has done it. They've grabbed control. They've broken the economy. They just have 2 rifles to work against in the next round. And that fake completely, I mean, it seemed like Whitmer for a second there with that boost had all the intel, all the smokes rained out, some of the flashbangs that he saw no presence whatsoever, you know, leading up to that A bomb site. So I was surprised to see no jump on the rotation from the compLexity side, but Winterfox worked their way into the B side. Roka can't get a kill holding that bomb site down. So it's an easy take from there. Still no ops haven't been out. It's been a very economic struggle early on in this map, or in this half.
So for Winterfox, they get full control of things, and compLexity can't really afford to go for the force up once more. So just bringing a couple 5.7s and a P250 on Shinobi into the matchup, whereas Whitmer and Sanks, the 2 rifles that were saved previously, but not anything beyond that. Winterfox, though, still a bit cautious, continuing to play things slow, but unlike their opponents on the previous half, much more heavily leaning to A hits comparatively to compLexity, who tended to push B much more often. compLexity this time going to try to go for a stack towards B, hoping they would have switched it up, but in regression, they're not going to necessarily get any kills, but what they will find is a lot of intel to suggest that, yeah, it probably is going to be an A hit, so we can start to investigate inside a connector, and also watching out for short and long A.
Sanks is alone here in bathrooms. He's got one of the rifles. He could have a big impact here, but he loses the opening battle. Lex finds that crucial kill. That weapon not able to be salvaged by anyone from compLexity either, so they're operating with one of their rifles gone completely for this half. Still, Winterfox is going to keep things slow. Just under a minute left on the clock. Flosick watching for any kind of B play, B push from compLexity, but there's no one home. It's a stack. It's a gamble for compLexity towards this A bomb site. And it looks like Winterfox is slowly going to creep away from this site. Everyone transitioning down those stairs over to the B site. Shinobi and Def are going to get aggressive, see if they can find out any information. Actually, they might have a chance here. 2 members of Winterfox sticking around. It's going to come down to timing because they have smokes out. This could be scary. Def choosing his time to push forward, and there's Shinobi. He peeks, Anger drops him, and actually gets Def. He responds perfectly.
So now just 2 left alive from the side of compLexity, all on the Whitmer and Roka, and both of them have rotated up to A. They're trying to defend this. Bombs down on B. And unfortunately, they can't even evacuate the site to try and save properly. Anger's a bit low, so Whitmer should be able to kill him. He'll succeed in doing so, but this is also about time for Flosick to rotate back up. Whitmer's trapped now. He's in a cage. It's a bit smelly because it's the bathrooms, but as he pushes out, Flosick is going to be able to grab him, shuts out Whitmer. No saves at all for compLexity. Finally completely breaking it, but thankfully, because the rest of the team was saving anyway, they're still going to be able to segue this into another buy round.
Yeah, this is going to be this is where compLexity really needs to make this stand now, because Winterfox has started to gain a lot of control. 3 rounds in a row for them. They've been winning the opening duels. And still, once again, I mean, compLexity, they don't have that AWP in their hands, so they need to find something that's going to give them an early advantage, because without that off, they can't find a pick. And this time, fast pace from Winterfox. XP3 and Anger coming up short. Monster is smoked off for the moment. There's a boost coming out. Def, he's got to be a little bit careful. He wasn't looking the right way. Roka playing right behind the smoke. He's got a big job. They don't check it initially. Lex does eventually turn around. The damage is done. 2 kills for Roka. Desi's got to find more. He does even things out onto Shinobi. Def inside the smoke gets sprayed down to 8 HP.
Down to 6 now as well, as XP3 connecting at least one more shot there, bringing him down so low. Winterfox trying to push forward. Desi, pop flash in the pit, doesn't connect, so missing the shot initially on a Def, but makes up for it, and huge dividends there. Sanks also going to get shut out by XP3, and only leaving Whitmer left alive, but with both XP3 and Desi down so low, and him kind of stuck in the CT cubby, he might want to try to attempt this, smoking things off by construction, and that's going to give him a whole lot of room to work with. He's going to get full control of this site back. And Winterfox had to try and play this a little bit more aggressively now. However, Whitmer wrapping around catches XP3 for free because he's so low. And all he's got to worry about now is Anger. Should have a pretty good idea that he's sitting just past construction. Just to try and bait out the duel. And Anger, though, so far, playing this quite nicely, just sitting back, being cautious. However, I do believe Whitmer caught him just as that smoke was starting to fade. So he's going to get aggressive, trying to find that final kill. He'll fail there. Anger closes it out for his team and keeps Winterfox in a very comfortable leading position. 13-10 now, 3 more away from taking the 2-0 tonight.
Yeah, compLexity, that's heartbreaking. 2 opening kills from Roka, and they can't sustain after that. Desi evens things out. And now it's back onto the pistols. Sanks has the 5.7 armor. There's Deagles purchase up from Whitmer and Def and Roka. So they're going to have to find something to do with these Deagles, but they have not had success whatsoever on this defense in the past 4 rounds. It's been a clean run for Winterfox. Now they're starting to build up some money as well to sustain some of these losses. Roka, early damage dealt. XP3 does find him. Flashbang puts Def back. They've got 2 members, Def and Whitmer, hiding behind this rock over towards long, but it's a boost in Lex. That's a dirty angle. That's almost not even fair. He does find Def. Shinobi falls also. In compLexity, back foot here. They're going to be up. They're going to be down 10-14.
Sanks angle picks up another kill onto Whitmer as well, as he tries to slowly peek his way out towards long A. Not going to be working though, and it's just Sanks left alive. Stone cold frozen inside of the bathrooms, but as soon as he tries to peek, well, XP3 is ready for him. We'll shut him out. That's a very easy round for Winterfox. Struggling a little bit to build up the economy in some of these previous rounds, but as of these past like 3 or 4 of them now, that round number 8 was a little bit rougher, but they were actually able to build that up quite nicely. Most players are sitting around somewhere between 6 and 8K now.
Yeah, this should, I mean, this is the last-ditch effort for compLexity, right? They have their backs against the wall. Look at this investment. Double op setup for Whitmer and Roka. We should say, I mean, as much as Roka has been touted as the star of this team, he has not been playing like it recently. Down at 12 and 18, very little impact on this match so far. It's been all players like Sanks, Shinobi's had some impactful rounds. Def has been huge. This double up setup, though, has got to come to fruition. XP3 is forced away. Good nades have brought him down to 22 HP. So Sanks and Whitmer now have basically control of Fountain. They have control of Playground, but now they even have it more so. XP3 does fall in the end.
Nice shot from Whitmer there, too. A nice flick on XP3 to be able to take him down. He's looking for another one inside of the bathroom connector. He's going to find it. Too slow on the peaks from Winterfox. He even finds a third kill as well to be able to take down Anger. So just down a 2 left alive from Winterfox. And compLexity's last buy going very well so far. They've got bomb control too. Desi's on the A bomb site, but it's a bit unfortunate as well, the bomb's in complete control. The CT's working his way over towards the steps, getting aggressive. He's going to be able to find a kill on a location of the second last player here, Roka. He falls back, just going to play this cautiously. And there also is still Flowsick to worry about. He's working his way up from the B bomb site now. So Roka's been boxed in. If they can take him down, they still have a really good chance of actually clutching this round out.
Yeah, or just, I mean, doing the damage, getting the kills and weakening the economy. I mean, forcing some rebuys. That could be some victory in its own, but Roka's found himself into a good spot. Flowsick on this flank. He's only got 30 seconds left, and the bomb is still out towards long. At this point, I mean, there's enough money built up on the Winterfox side for them to buy it for the next few rounds, so go for some more kills. See if you can get one of these ops out of their hands. I don't know if they've realized, because Roka doesn't have a kill, that there's a double op setup going on. Although I know he did shoot, but do they realize it's actually going to be a double op setup?
And Flowsick, if he had gone up towards the long A, pretty good chance he would have been able to spot Whitmer and finish him off, but not the case. Roka's rotating in a little bit too slow to catch Flowsick in the bathrooms, but there's a bit of a mutual speed right now as Flowsick is moving closer to his attempt to kill Sanks, but Sanks is moving just as quickly away from him, so Flowsick getting a bit unlucky in his positioning of trying to find some of these remaining CTs. He makes it out of the round with the AK still, but money's not the issue for Winterfox. The fact that they do allow compLexity to escape that round with so many rifles still in hand.
This has prompted, though, XP3 to go up to his own AWP. So now it's compLexity. String them together, baby. 2 ops. Worked well last time. Whitmer having a very, very good round. Gaining control of long aggressively. XP3 was the only one over towards Playground to really hold that back, and he couldn't do it. This time with the AWP, Whitmer going to find that angle. Very swift shot. XP3 was not able to prepare for it. So another good advantage provided by the op of Whitmer.
And again, the players from Winterfox quickly get control of water, but not able to proceed beyond that just as of yet. Trying to fire some shots of the pallets. Not connecting them. They do connect a little bit of damage over on towards Shinobi by hitting him with a nade, but it's not really anything significant. Only bringing him down to 80 HP. Beyond this, Winterfox have not made any progress in map control at all. Like I said, they got water, but they're not beyond this. Roka just read the fact that they fell back away from water, so they know there's no pressure going to be coming in for construction anytime soon. The rest have rotated up through connector or have fallen back through T-spawn. And they're going to try to make a push towards A, but again, Whitmer is being given a shot here. Even got Sanks supporting him. There we go. Keeps his teammate alive as he falls back to the site. Finally, Desi catching a trade, at the very least taking down Whitmer here, but still a 2v4, and they know exactly where they're playing this.
Yeah, Desi, a little bit blind, held back initially. Sanks has the angle. The op of Desi, can't even find that one. Roka's there holding it. Now it's down to Flowsick. Smoke comes out, but he's still got Sanks in the site to deal with it. He's got his knife out. He's going to go right through this smoke. Roka's ready for it. Connects onto it. Desperation play from Flowsick. Still another buy out of the Winterfox side, though, but compLexity is slowly evening out the scoreline, slowly whittling away at the money that Winterfox has built up. Could start getting into a serious situation if they can't find a way to neutralize Whitmer early on in these rounds. There's 2 rounds now where he's found XP3 early on, giving them a 5-on-4. Winterfox has got to prevent that from happening again.
This is good to see the increased performance from Whitmer, too, because he had been rather quiet on that first half, and for up until this point now, and going into the second half, that big component being missing now from compLexity has been the opera. Now, finally, he seems to be kicking it up a notch by quite a bit here, which is stunning Winterfox, preventing them from closing out these final 2 rounds. So Winterfox back into full AKs. No op coming into the picture for XP3 this time around, but Roka is still holding an aggressive angle just outside of Monster. Some shots going through, trying to catch the players inside of water, but not catching it, as Winterfox basically have that same setup they've been working for the past couple of rounds.
Well, this is the adjustment Winterfox makes, right? They lost XP3 twice over towards Fountain and Playground. So this time they don't even touch it. They're just like, we're not going to go anywhere near it, not even give Whitmer the opportunity to get that kill. But now, because of that, when Whitmer and Sanks got aggressive, they saw absolutely no one. They have the intel that no one's over towards Fountain and Playground. They can play a little bit more passively back into the site. Whitmer is now going to start rotating over towards the B bomb site. He's going to have a very quick rotation. He's just playing on these stairs. He can get between the bomb sites very, very swiftly. So Winterfox have actually worked themselves into a disadvantage here.
So, still playing it slow, but time is getting a little bit lower. Now, they do need to start this execution And they're going to start it here through construction. However, they read it like a book, obviously, with all the grenades and whatnot coming in. They just molly off construction. That holds it back completely. Flowsick still tries to push in through Monster, but the rest of his team, well, they're shifting the play up. They're going to go up through a short A and try to make an A hit instead. However, with XP3 finding this frag on Oroka, it is going to hold these guys at bay for a little bit longer. They are still moving Sanks up just to be safe, splitting the defense up to a 2-2. And Whitmer catching a nice shot on Desi right up into his face, trying to find the second one, but he's moved a little bit too quickly up to the site itself, taking some shots down to 89 HP. Struggling to find some more of these guys, but there comes Sanks and Def now rotating up to assist. It's just on XP3, and Sanks is going to be able to close it out into him. XP3 escaping with a frag on the Def beforehand, but still now putting it up to 13-14. Although it was looking like Winterfox had control of things just a few rounds ago, now it's the opposite. And compLexity, by probably having this round without a buy from Winterfox, is going to be taking control of things very soon.
Yeah, compLexity has really shut down any kind of attack that Winterfox has put on in these last 3 rounds. This is good stuff. That time, I mean, it's been Whitmer mostly with the opening kills. That time he rotates back towards the A bomb site. He reads what's happening perfectly, gets 1 kill and just stays alive. And without them clearing him out of that spot, there's a tough opening kill. No one from compLexity there to trade that off. So Shinobi falls, quickly heading up towards this B bomb site. The Molotov should slow him down. There is a smoke on XP3, but he chooses not to use it. Gonna wait for that fire to expire. Now push into the bomb site. Def has the angle though. Sprays 2 down at long range. Gonna go for a third. Desi does clean him out. Hiroka's here for the help. Up top, Desi finds him. Down to a 2-on-2. No rifles been picked up quite yet from the Winterfox side.
So Winterfox trying to get themselves into safe post plant positions, but Sanks actually getting some great spray on the Desi, and it's going to be burned alive there. Sanks tosses in that Molotov. Now they're moving in for the retake. Flow6 still no armor sitting behind this rifle as of yet. Does catch them on an off angle, but the mark is completely off. So nice easy retake there on the 2v2 for compLexity. And they're going to tie the game up at 14 points for both teams.
Yeah, that's tough there. Flow6, who swings out a little bit wide, had to basically nail that shot immediately, but this is the thing. We talked about Def's impact in this match so far. Good 2 kills from him. Spray control as Lex tries to make his way to the side. Also delays the plant. Buys time for the rotation to come into play. So 14-14. Still the double op setup very much alive for Roka and Whitmer. No answer yet from Winterfox.
And of course, Winterfox cycling off that last round. We are going to see another buy from them, but this is where they need to step it up, of course, because they're going to be in that cycle now. Same thing as compLexity has been for a lot of this half too, where they just buy, save again. They have not established themselves, and there's a good opening shot from Roka. Just gets aggressive up towards a Monster, catching Desi as he tries to group up with the rest of his teammates, and the bomb goes down too, so they know it's present back by Monster.
Yeah, this is tough now with Desi lost. I mean, still, Whitmer and Sanks maintaining this aggression out towards the long A. They have all the intel. Once again, Whitmer knows everything that's coming from Winterfox. The only place that Winterfox can go is up the stairwell sewer. So good control, good information gathered by compLexity. Winterfox still not able to exert map control. And they're staying away from that A side to prevent any kind of picks, but Roka found it on Desi anyway, so even this strategy from Winterfox is not working whatsoever. Smokes out, they do have a wall of smokes to get them into the bomb site, but fire is going to hold them back. Anger's going to lead the way eventually once this goes away. Smoke into the site, still got a couple to find though.
Anger pushing himself forward, trying to shut down Roka, but he's able to evacuate. Lex, though, having some better luck. He's able to take down Shinobi in the pit, finding another kill there, too, to shut out Roka. So down to just 1 player left alive. Whitmer had tried to go for a long rotate to assist his teammates better by working his way out through Monster, but now he's the last one alive. Thankfully, nobody's expecting him to come from this direction just as of yet. So he should get this first kill for free, almost immediately flicking onto that, but not very proactive after finding that first kill. He gives Flowsick time to adjust for this and get the bomb onto the floor. So the time's ticking now. Whitmer's going to try to push forward, but Flowsick has the advantage, takes him down, and Winterfox put themselves up to match point.
Yeah, finally they find that round. Plenty of money to work with, but after 4 straight for compLexity, Winterfox gets back on the board. It's all on compLexity now to force overtime, and that double op setup that was so successful, they don't have it this time. In fact, they have 1 op with no utility and no armor. And the rest of the players with M4s and Afamas on Def, I mean, they're still very, very light on utility as well, so it's going to be a lot of aim duels for compLexity. If they want to force overtime, they're going to have to win some of these initial battles, and why not? Go back to what's been working. Whitmer and Sanks again being aggressive out towards long, but this is being watched by XP3 from range.
And already Whitmer going to be picking up a first kill as he got aggressive. He's been finding so many frags from this position here. Watching out for the push, but he's now blind. And they're able to trade that back by Desi eliminating him. The rest of the team a little bit slow to follow up. And Sanks, while completely blind, finds that kill onto Anger. But XP3 trades it out again. Down to a 2v2 to decide OT or victory for Winterfox. And Winterfox are heavily disadvantaged in terms of their health pools. Thankfully, they gain a bit of an edge now, considering that compLexity does not have a whole lot of utility to hold this back. But battle maybe transpiring down here, and Winterfox is going to win it once again. Flosick finds that pickup on a death, and it leaves Roka alive in the 1v2 to try and clutch.
Yeah, and Flosick's going to try and put a little bit of a fake on it, and it's going to work. It's going to keep Roka here initially, just for an extra second or two, but now he knows what's up. He sees no presence, and this is taking too long. XP3, all alone with that bomb, cannot get aggressive while Flosick is on the other side of the map, so Roka has read this play very, very well, but he just turns around at the last second, sees no one into the B bomb site, not expecting Winterfox to take it this slow. So he's been fooled a little bit. Molotov now comes out towards the B site. That should give it up, but still Flosick hasn't made his way into the site.
And Roka sitting up on top in heaven too, trying to perch up and stop these guys, but he does allow Flosick to sneak through just as he goes down from it. So Roka trying to pull off the impossible. No utility to do it, though. Finds that first kill in XP3, but Flosick is there to follow it up nice and quick. Winterfox claim map number 2, 16-14. We'll go 2-0 tonight versus compLexity.
Yeah, huge wins for Winterfox. We talked about both of these teams wanting to kind of move up in the standings. compLexity really wanted to get out of the bottom, the basement of these standings, to try and avoid relegation. That tonight didn't help them at all, obviously, going 0-2, but a really good Overpass match. We thought that would be a little bit more one-sided with the success that Winterfox had on against Liquid, but 16-14 with a chance there to force overtime and a nice comeback at the end as well. So some good stuff out of compLexity, just it is not able to put together a full map.
Yeah, and again, that very top-heavy performance. Obviously, some of those bigger fraggers that we've come to expect in the past here for compLexity just not showing up to the map all that much. Roka, again, really only popping up a couple times in that matchup there. Def doing almost all of the work there. Whitmer finally started to show up as we got into that second half, but for the first half, we really didn't see all that much from him. That was that great shot, by the way, from XP3 to stop the plant. And we saw another one coming in from Whitmer a little bit later on.
Yeah, that was a nice pistol round from Sanks. Double kill there for him. So good stuff. Even Desi not able to control in that one-on-one. Yeah, and this just came down. I mean, the second half was just like a battle of both of these teams going on 4 or 5 round runs. Neither of them really seemed able to kind of figure out any kind of counter to what their opponent was doing. And eventually, I mean, I was actually kind of amazed that Winterfox really turned this one around, because it did look like compLexity with that long A aggression was going to be able to win this, because Winterfox gave up any desire to even want to go to that half of the map. What did you see very little on Overpass as Terra's teams controlling that bathrooms is so crucial. So going away from it time after time, I didn't think Winterfox would be able to get it, but they did pull it out in the end.
Yeah, so they're going to be taking that, and they will continue to rise up in the rankings. For compLexity, though, they're going to continue to struggle quite a bit.
Yeah. That's gonna be tough stuff. So we'll get those on the screen eventually. But I mean, that's the thing. It's all about avoiding that relegation now. So compLexity still have a little bit of time left in the season, some matches left to play where they can pick up some wins. But these two teams, I mean, you think they're at the bottom. You know, both of them kind of in the bottom half of the North American Pro League. Those are the matches that, you know, if you're a compLexity player, you expect to be able to beat Winterfox.
Yeah. So Winterfox obviously continues to rise up a little bit here, having those trades coming in, and compLexity not able to beat them today. So with that said,
yeah, and I mean, even going back to the first couple of matches of the day was what, Cloud9 versus Energy. In case you missed those. By the way, if you did miss those, you can check them out, all the statistics on the Score Esports, where you can download on the Apple App Store.
Apple iOS, according to you.
That's what you want me to say, is Apple App Store from now on?
That's what it's called. I mean,
all right, Apple App Store, Google Play as well. iOS sounds so much better.
No, I mean, it's not what it's called. That's the problem.
Either way, you can check those out in all the week-long schedule, all the season-long schedule that we'll have here at Pro League. That can be checked out on the Score Esports app. So make sure you're picking that out. Also, if you haven't heard the big news, ESEA did come out with a complete revamp of their PUG system today. That is now switched over from into an MMR format, an ELO format. So if you're going to be playing in those PUGs, you're now ranked through A and D, and then we also have the professional PUG system that is called Rank S.
Yes.
Yeah. So there will be some cool professional pugs, some opportunities to play with the professional players. If you are playing over on ESEA, check them out at esea.net.
Yep. So again, those big matchups. C9, of course, actually dominating over Energy, and specifically in that second map too. A bit of a disappointing run for Energy, considering they just upset it against Envious. That was probably my biggest disappointment from tonight.
Yeah.
I expected a lot more from them. I actually expected them to at least trade maps against C9, considering their recent struggles on Cobblestone. But that's good for C9 though, at least going into the majors, showing that that is one of their very weak maps, especially against North American teams, that they were able to perform quite well there.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, can we bring up the today's results at least, and then we can check out just the matches earlier on from Cloud9 and NRG, because those are some cool stuff, and that was the whole thing where NRG coming back from Croatia not able to kind of continue that success they had against Envy.
Yeah, so they're going to be off to a little bit of a rough start, but it's not really at the fault of Peter jumping onto the roster, which is what I think a lot of people thought was going to be the issue. He actually performed quite dominantly on both of those matchups, so he's coming in hot still, and obviously that's not the issue as of yet.
Yeah, and as you can see here, Train was the opening map between Cloud9 and Energy. That was won by Cloud9 16-12. Followed up on Cobble, which was a complete wash. Cloud9 with that very dominant CT half, if you'll remember. I believe it was, 12-3 or 13-2. It was just a beautiful performance on defense. They won that 16-5. And then we switched over to the last two matches of the night. compLexity dropping Dust 2 to Winterfox 12-16. And then compLexity, they lost that. They lost that last match, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they lost that. Okay. I was like,
that's incorrect.
I was like, oh my god, what just happened? So Winterfox did win that last map. It is incorrect on the screen, but Winterfox did win that map 16-14 on Overpass. Thought I was losing my mind there for a second.
You touted reality. You're like, wait, am I in a time warp? But anyway, some great results coming out there. And obviously C9 now, that should put them up into the top 4. But tomorrow, there is going to be a chance for Renegades to contest that, as they have a match versus Splice.
Yeah, that'll be a big series. That'll be cool to see test because we've gotten to see a couple of we got to see Cloud9 obviously leading up to the major. We've got to see them perform so we can see what kind of level they're at. These are the standings overall after tonight's matches. Like we talked about, Cloud9 jumping over Selfless, getting into that 3rd spot. Renegades is forced out with those 2 wins. They'll have to win back tomorrow, like you just mentioned, against Splice. That'll be a big matchup to determine the ranking. Splice still trying to climb up. But like I was saying, good to see another team that's going to the major, see what level they're at in the week preceding it, how much work they still have left to do, especially considering Splice is one of the probably the least hopeful of the North American teams.
Yeah, so we'll get to see how they joust against the Australians tomorrow, and we have some more great matches coming up for you there too. But it's interesting to see things shaping up now. We do see C9 getting themselves back into the top 4. However, you still have both Team Liquid and CLG sitting way down in the rankings right now. Team Liquid's starting to climb back a little bit, but still, they're like 6-6, which isn't all that great.
It's tough.
When you get near like 7, or I think it's like when you get near 8 or 9 losses, I think it's at that point where you're basically out of contention for the LAN finals, depending on how the other teams perform. But
yeah, it is rough to see those 2 teams struggling a little bit. But this is the schedule we have for you tomorrow. It's going to be starting at, once again, the same time as it's been all season, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Optic Gaming is going to take on Selfless. That's going to be on Inferno and then on to Mirage. After that, we're going to have Splice versus Renegades with big standing implications. That's going to be on Train and then to follow it up on Inferno for the last match of the night. So tune in tomorrow to check those matches out. And also check out the European broadcast tomorrow. If you're not regular tuning into those, you're missing out on a lot of cool European action. But I believe that's going to be it for us here the first day of the Burbank studios.
Yeah. So thank you guys very much for tuning in, and we hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. We'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same place, here for more of the ESL Pro League for North America.